Hi, my name is Becca. Welcome back to Raising Them Simply. Here we share all about our secular homeschool as a family of 5. Today we're going to be doing a January and February update video on my preschooler. Now, if you are new here, I have a second grader, a preschooler, a toddler, and another one on the way. I'm also a part-time working mom as a nurse. So this channel is all things homeschool and how we make it work for our family. So if that interests you at all, please hit that subscribe button so you're notified of future videos. But let's jump into it. Now, there's just been so much going on between my preschooler and my second grader that I'm going to split this up into 2 different videos so that it's not one huge long video. And then if you're only wanting second grade or just preschool, this will work a lot better for you. So my preschooler, she is 4. She turned 4 in November, and we only really started doing school because she was so interested in doing what her big brother was doing. And she's been more than ready, especially the last couple months. Things have really ramped up for her because she's just simply needing more stuff. So we are using Purposeful Preschool from the Waldock Way. I've done a flip through on this, and any other flip throughs or anything I've done, I will link down below for you guys. But I went ahead and I prepared her all the stuff in advance, which I'm so thankful I did because I found out I was pregnant shortly after the school year started. So this has saved me a lot of sanity. So to be honest, we are no longer doing the numbers when it comes to this curriculum, and because we are doing Math with Confidence level K with her, which we will get into, but we still use this for all of the letter recognition. We are using All About Reading, the pre-reading level, and they teach capital letters and then lowercase letters, and we teach it the phonetic way. So she doesn't know any of the letters by their actual names, she just knows their sounds. Right now we are on the letter N on the capital letters. And so what we'll do is we will read a little poem that comes with the All About Reading. We will do the worksheet that comes with it. And then we will play some games and things in here to kind of help solidify that. And then after so many letters that we learn, we do a review day. So there's these little cards that come with Purposeful Preschool, and they'll have a capital letter and then a bunch of random capital letters at the bottom, and then you're supposed to match it with a clothespin. So after every couple new letters, we will put these out, and she will complete this as like a little game as a review. Another game that she likes to play is I will put all the capital letters that we have learned so far on the whiteboard, and I will say the sound, and then she has to erase it, which is another game that she really enjoys. And then we have the same cards except with a picture on there. So she has to look at this and figure out the sound with the corresponding letter, and she does the clothespin on this. And she's been doing really, really great. Things have been moving a lot faster, I mentioned before, than I first imagined, because my oldest has dyslexia, and so letters and stuff like that went a little slower with him, which is okay. I just was not as prepared as I thought I was when it came to my preschooler for letters. So we have been doing that. With the Purposeful Preschool, there are some different worksheets and stuff like that available that we put into her menu. So I will grab that. So for her menu, this is a sheet that comes with that. So she has to go through the weather and what she's feeling. I don't show my kids' names on here, but she has a sheet where she's practicing writing her name. And then these are also worksheets that come in there. So she's practicing her writing, and then she has to circle the object that matches the sound. And then we're doing different shapes, which also come with that Purposeful Preschool. So right now she's working on triangle. So that's kind of what we do. And each time we do a new letter, we go ahead and put it in the binder. I was doing this with the numbers too, but like I said, we're no longer doing numbers through the Purposeful Preschool. Which leads us into our kindergarten math with confidence. She was simply just getting bored with just doing random little games and stuff like that when it came to the Purposeful Preschool stuff. She was wanting more, and this math with confidence, the kindergarten level, is very, very gentle. I actually found this for like $10 on Facebook Marketplace because they used just the first couple of lessons in here. So I went ahead and erased all that, and they have different games and activities and stuff, and then she just has to go in. Kindergarten level, you just do one side of the sheet. It's not front and back like the other ones. So she just goes through and answers the questions and stuff on here. She has been liking this. However, I will say that she's still trying to understand the concept of the number correlating with a number of something. So even though she does great with the lessons when we are doing this, and we'll say jump 8 times, she'll jump 8 times, and that's fine. It's afterwards trying to recall that tends to be a little trickier. So we had purchased this game a while ago. I will link it down below, but this is a balancing frog. And so this has the numbers 1 through 10, and they're weighted, and then they have frogs on the other side. So you have to put the corresponding amount of frogs with the number that you're putting on here. And when you do it correctly, it's completely even for the scale. So this game has come in handy a lot with this because it's helping her kind of solidify that concept just a little bit more. And she asks to do math every single day, but we do not do math every single day because I want to make sure she's truly understanding kind of the concept. My only gripe, I would say, with the math with confidence kindergarten level is that for the most part, once you write down the number once, you're not really repeating it. There's a few times where they have you rewrite all the numbers, but I don't think it's as repetitive for her as we would like. So I may actually end up putting the number pages back into her menu for her to practice, or I might just get like a 0 through 10 number tracing thing, which I believe I do already own one, and put it in there just so she could practice writing the numbers every single day. So that's something that I'm looking into for her. Next is for science. When I did my getting ready for curriculum haul picks video for the beginning of the year, I had mentioned that I was going to bind and prepare a bunch of these science kind of like unit studies that I had purchased for my oldest when he was in kindergarten, and reuse them for her as more of like busy work slash if it was something she was interested in. And she has been begging to be doing more science. So we are doing nature study for school this year, but we're doing a 6 weeks on of school, 1 to 2 weeks off of school schedule this year, which is working really well. But during those 2-week breaks, that's when we're really focusing on our nature study. So I decided to pull these in. This is all life science stuff that I did with my oldest, and I just had it bound. I printed and binded it at the beginning of the school year, and she's been loving this. So we've been doing this once or twice a week, but this is just really simple. There's little things at the bottom that she cuts off. She can color and paste them into the categories. So we've got living and non-living things. We've got the different parts of a plant. And then we've got the different life cycle of a seed. And then the different things that a plant needs. So what we do is when we do that, whatever sheet that we're doing that day, we'll talk about the concept. Sometimes there's a slideshow presentation that comes with it, with this curriculum that I will play through with her. We'll talk about it. If I did not pick out books in advance from the library, then we will go to the library that day and pick out those books, and then we'll read through those, and then we'll play a video or two just on YouTube, so that way she just can solidify that concept that we're learning. So she's really, really enjoying that. If anything, because it's a mom and her only thing, which really fills her cup. But she does ask to do the science pretty much every single day because she loves doing it, she said. This is a group subject that we're doing in the winter. It's the weather and natural disasters unit study that I had purchased. And this one, what have we done so far? So we talked about weather versus climate, what causes changes in the weather in different seasons. We've talked about earthquakes and volcanoes. And then today, actually, we went through and did the water cycle. I actually ended up not cutting this out because I just drew it on the whiteboard, but they have these sheets of the different stages of the water cycle, and then this paper here. And then kind of the same thing with that science thing. I will pick out books more for my preschooler to kind of understand that concept more. My oldest, these are all things that we've pretty much already talked about. But the reason why we're doing it as a group subject is because when we get to things that pertain to Minnesota, because that's where we're located, like tornadoes, for example, we're going to talk about, like, if you hear a siren, where do you go in the house? If there is a fire in the house, where are we going to meet in our neighborhood? Things like that. So that's why I'm doing both of them, and it doesn't hurt to do a refresher either. And then we'll watch a video or two on YouTube to kind of help with that concept. Okay, and then at the beginning of the school year, Target always has these workbooks for like $1, and I always pick up a couple. This is just in case she's asking to do more school and I don't have anything planned or don't have the bandwidth, or maybe I just need her occupied when I'm doing stuff with my oldest. And this she's really enjoyed. She knows all her colors and stuff. We have these chunky paint markers and she just went to town. So she just went through these and, oh, they're stuck. She just has to color these the color that it says on the page. She's been enjoying it. It's doing the point of her doing color recognition and just keeping her hands busy when she wants to feel like she's doing more school. This is a great thing. Another thing that has been a group subject for us has been this anger management book. This is something that I was doing as just a discussion point with just my oldest, and this last month or so we brought it in with my preschooler, and it's been actually going really well. So it says that it's 50 fun activities to help children stay calm and make better choices when they feel mad. There's just been a lot of big feelings and stuff like that, especially as we're hitting different points in childhood and having new changes happen with a new baby and stuff like that. And I just feel like this is just a good talking point anyway. They have a lot of different workbooks like this that I plan on maybe doing 1 or 2 of them within a school year in the future. But what we do is we just use this as a discussion point, maybe once or twice a week. And it's been really helpful. I've been surprised how active and responsive my 4-year-old has been with this. So it talks about how anger feels, what, and we have to say, what does your anger look like? What does it smell like? Does it have a sound? How does it make you feel? You could do a letter to your anger if you want. You could draw a picture. We just use it as a discussion point, so we'll do a couple pages a day. We talk about naming our emotions or different words, feeling words for difficult moods. We talk about angry, careless, cranky, frustrated, impatient. We talk about the different parts of your brain and how does that react when you're angry. And it's been really helpful to have more of like a tangible thing for them to talk about. So I am really glad that we're doing this for both of my kids as like a group subject, and it's been going really well so far. And we've got our last 2 kind of group subjects. We are doing ancient history with Build Your Library, and my oldest, he he's obviously doing the majority of that stuff, but if my preschooler wants to sit in on anything, which most of the time she does, she gets to be a part of that. So one of those things is artist studies. So this is the 13 artists children should know. And so far we have gone over Leonardo da Vinci. This is actually a really great book if you want to create your own kind of mini artist unit. They have this book, and then 13 art techniques that every child should know, which is actually going to be pulled into this curriculum. If you want more of like a detailed flip through on those books, let me know, and I can do that for you. But we did Leonardo da Vinci, and then we just started who is it, Jan Vermeer. And so we will get a book or two on those artists from the library. We will do a painting study or a picture study from this when we do go over the artist. So we will hold it up. They have to look at it for a couple of minutes. I take the picture away, and then they have to try to describe in as much detail as they can from memory on the picture. I do have my preschooler go first because she hasn't done like an artist study before, and she's not going to notice as many details as my oldest. So I do have her go first. And then we will watch a video or two on YouTube, and they've really enjoyed it. It only takes about 5 to 10 minutes of her day. And we do this once or twice a week. And then the last thing that my preschooler is really involved in is poetry. So with Build Your Library, they're doing the Book of Nature poetry from National Geographic. They have it as a poetry memorization. I do not agree with that. Some of these poems, I mean, this poem is massive. There's no way my children would be able to memorize that. I'm honestly not even concerned about doing like memory work. I just want them exposed to poetry and different words and vocabulary and stuff that we would maybe not normally use. And it does have really beautiful pictures. So we will, this whole thing is based off of different things in nature. And we just discuss the poem. We look at the picture. We look up any words if we don't understand. And we kind of talk about what we think that poem is about. So she has actually really enjoyed this so far. And then the last thing that I kind of wanted to talk about is that I got this idea from Mary Barfield from, I always get this messed up, Your One Room Schoolhouse or Our One Room Schoolhouse. She had this idea where she does these jars, and every time your kids have a good day with school with no, none to minimal fighting or pushing or anything like that, they get a pom-pom in their jar. And when the pom-pom, or when all the jar is filled and you tip it upside down and the pom-poms don't move, my kids get the option to get a new Yodel card, $5, or pick out a new book from the store. And she filled and emptied her jar a couple days ago. So she was very, very thrilled. She picked $5 and was very, very proud of herself for that. So that has been going really well in our homeschool, and I'm glad that she talked about that idea because it's been working really well for us. That is my update for my preschooler. Now, as we're looking into next year and things, I'm starting to realize that I'm going to need more of a kindergarten level with her for a lot of things because she's going through things so much quicker. But in my state, she would not be considered a kindergartner next year because she does not turn 5 until November, which would be after the cutoff. So there's some things that I want to keep it light, especially since we're going to be having a new baby, and I don't want a bunch of expectations on her because of her age or on me when I'm going through all that stuff and so many changes in our family. But we are starting to kind of look into these things on what we're going to do at more of a kindergarten level, because looking at what we have left, because we are year-round homeschoolers, I'm expecting we're going to be close, if not ready, to move into All About Reading level 1 because the pre-reading will be complete. But I'm not sure if she will be like mentally or emotionally ready to go into that. And then some things with handwriting and stuff like that that she's asking to do. So those are kind of my thoughts going into this next couple months of school. So stay tuned for when we do a curriculum picks video for her, because it's going to be more of a kindergarten approach, I believe, for her. But if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. It lets me know what kind of videos you like to see on this channel. Leave a comment down below. Let me know how your school year is going. And if you have any advice or tips, I guess I've never had a like neurotypical child that I've taught school before, so this is a little bit different for me. So if you have any tips or tricks or anything, leave a comment down below. I'd love to know. And hit that subscribe button. It is a free way for you to be notified of future videos, and I can't wait to catch you guys next time. Bye.